Welcome to this foggy morning. It's 6:01 a.m. It is Wednesday morning, I believe. We had a rainstorm last night, and this morning you can see I am standing literally inside the clouds. Feels like it might start raining soon, and if it does, then I'm going to have to move back my entire setup over there so we can get started with this morning's training. But for now, it just looks foggy as I drink my morning coffee here in the mountains. How are you doing this morning? Did you sleep well? Did you have a good day yesterday? And are you off to a good start this morning? Or is your day just ending today? And are you winding down from a day full of work and thinking and conversations and busyness and basically stress? And if so, how are you doing this evening? How do you feel? Either way, I'm glad that you're joining me and that you're relaxing here as we are about to start this kettlebell routine. It's going to be pretty straightforward. A lot of one-armed work, working on that cross-body stabilization and building up the left side, my left side, together with my right side. But all here in the mountains as we're chilling and just nice and easily starting off the day with a cup of coffee. And taking in all of this fresh mountain air, even though you cannot really see any of the mountains at the moment. But give it an hour and the sky will clear and it'll be a different view altogether. And we have a lot of work ahead of us. I've been thinking a lot about life in the last couple of days, and I've been talking to you about that as well, right? Like the models I use to take stock of where I am, how I'm doing, and how I think about life, how I think about my place in the world. I think it's important to just, take note that the 30 minutes you see here are relatively unrepresentative for what life actually is for me, because generally speaking, life is so much more than a 30-minute workout. The 30-minute workout is just a part of me starting off my day, and one of the investments that I make in living a healthy and active and adventurous life. So that is not necessarily what a full day looks like. A full day looks very much like any other day. There's breakfast and there's a commute. There's work, meetings, presentations. There's learning. There are courses. There's dinner. Sometimes there's some TV. There's some activity with kids, and then the day ends and it starts all over again. Because life is not a video, right? Life is all of the things we do in life, all of the things that we enjoy, that give us the foundation for our finances, that give us the foundation for relationships. Those are all of the things that make up life in general, not the time we spend in the gym or swinging kettlebells, but they're a part of that day. Well, in any case, like I always say, I train for living a healthy, self-sufficient, adventurous life. That's why I work on my strength, my conditioning, my mobility, And I've been very interested this year in kettlebells. I've done a number of courses. I'm doing 2 more courses this year to really nail the techniques. I can tell you from my own experience in the last 243 days that the hard work's paid off. And by hard work, I mean really mean 20 to 30 minutes every day, building on a foundation I laid the year before, starting in April, already doing daily body weight exercises and going to the gym 2-3 times a week. But changed for the better, I think. And I also think that the time investment has been minimal. I've started to sleep better, I've started to eat better, I started to move better. I generally feel better overall throughout the day. And if anything is a measure of how far I come, not only the test that I did in February, which I will retake in February, the physical endurance test, the VO2 max test, so to speak, but also this holiday, hiking up and down the mountains 10 days straight, being able to do all of those things and have energy to spare at the end of the day. Paying off, and all in a good way. I also always say we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the reason for that is it's very tempting and very easy, especially when you're online on YouTube as well as any of the other social media, to see a lot of images of people who, let's put it, are genetically blessed, who look really good. And if you're a man or a boy and you see big muscular men, ripped six-pack, huge muscles, and then you might look at yourself and think, I don't know if I'm capable of doing it. Just remember that the reason they are putting the pictures online is because they look that way. Because they look that way, they are able to put those pictures online because they look that way. They can be influencers. Doesn't mean that they have any kind of knowledge or education or skill in terms of what it takes to, first of all, build and maintain such a body, and just the fact that they hit a lucky number in the lottery sometimes, because this is not about how we look, right? There are also people who work really hard to create a certain physical aesthetic, but you'll also hear a different message coming out of the people who've really put in the work, because it is really hard work if that is something that you aspire to. But generally, strength training, conditioning training, mobility training isn't about how we look, it's about how we feel. And a nice side effect of putting in the time and effort is that your body changes and adapts to the stresses that you put on it. So if you do work out 20 to 30 minutes a day with increasingly heavier kettlebells or heavier weights or even body weight exercises, you're going to see that your body is going to change because it's going to adapt to the stress you put on it, and it's going to take a different shape. So either way, whether you're working out or not working out, doing any kind of training or not doing any kind of training, your body is very smart and it's going to adapt to whatever kind of stresses you put on it. That's why I always say we're just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, because the way we are today is good enough. What we're capable of doing today is good enough. Who we are today as people is good enough because it brought us this far. And maybe there are things that we would like to do differently. Maybe there are things that we would like to have different in our life. But a part of being alive and living is taking those steps every day, towards becoming that person, or having or manifesting those things in our lives through our actions, through the things we can do. And some people are born lucky and some people have a lot to overcome, but there's no use in comparing ourselves to either or, because the only thing that really matters is where we are today. and what we can do to get ourselves to where we want to be in life. And finally, the third thing I always say is the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. And that means my coffee's finished, and we are going to get started this morning. And it's going to be a good workout, friend. So I hope you're ready. And if you're here and you're watching, go ahead and say hi on the chat. I always like hearing from people. And more interested in what I do and everything that I talk about, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and we can be on this journey together. We're going to do a quick warm-up. Nothing too special, just making sure that we're moving properly and that we're good to go. And once we've done that, we're going to get started with the strength portion of the program, which today is some leg work, squats, and some back work, rows. And once we've done that, we're going to move into conditioning, which is going to be fun with some complexes. And we're going to work on quick recovery, so very short bursts of work with even shorter rest in between, bringing ourselves to a limit. But first, let's get on with warm friend, and appreciate you dropping by this morning and saying hi and being here with this journey. And what a day it is going to be. I can see them breaking through clouds to the east. And the promise of a good day ahead of us. Good morning. Thanks for leaving us. Come and read your message in a moment. Yes, it's a bit of a shame that the cloud steals the view, but the view will come in a few minutes. Give it some time. Totally worth it to be out here early in the morning. Right, good you. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for support. I hope you're doing well around the world. It's probably middle of the day for you, somewhere around there, right? I hope you're having a good day and that everything's going well. And thanks for dropping by and saying hello. Now, let's do a quick warm-up. See how we're moving. But it feels like we're moving quite all right today. Yeah. That's right. Life is good this morning. All right. So we're going to do some strength work after a couple of kettlebell swings, which are going to be squats. We're going to start with a goblet squat, but then we're going to move on to rack squats with the 10 kilo, alternating with rows. There we go. We'll be needing a timer later, but on a different scale. And okay. Go. The goblet squat, 16 kilos. times. By Brooks. First set down, and it's 6:20 in the morning. And we are properly warmed up. Good. Oh, there, see? The cloud is high. The moon is coming to you in the distance. Isn't that lovely? So one of the things I was thinking about is to be a man. Like, when does a boy become a man? Because when you're the father of 2 boys, you have sons, these are things that you consider in life. And one of the thoughts I had, maybe someone in the chat wants to chime in, is that you move from being a boy to being a man when you're able to take responsibility. And responsibility for many different things, but responsibility in a good way, where you can be left in charge, take charge, and own the product of your work. You know, as one aspect of becoming a man. How do you learn how to take responsibility? Because he's good. But it also requires you to make sacrifices sometimes. And you put some want or desire. Especially as our brains are developing, it's very hard to set aside the immediate needs for actions or activities that will benefit in the long. But we're that more responsible we become. be responsible? How do you coach someone to be responsible? And what does responsibility even mean in the context of being a man in this world today? So anyway, outside of being able to organize our own life, as a father, trying to figure out how to help someone else organize their own life. Is and I can tell you from my own experience that it took years to move from to being a man. I thought I could earlier in life, and I think I showed the ability. But the moment where I could really take care of myself, took responsibility for my own life and my own actions without being dependent on really reasons. I think everyone's in their own journey, so there's no good. But I do honestly believe that you're able to do that off and along. Well, taking responsibility, you also learn the skills that go along with taking and yourself up. Feeling the harder it becomes, maybe even to detach and develop it. be clear. Waking up every morning to do a workout, discipline, and it's keeping a commitment to myself. And I think part of that is a part of being responsible, but definition, now a boy to being a man means that you're capable of taking responsibility for things that are not only about you, but also about other people. For example, your family, or a community or a group that you're a part of. I think that is an important distinction and difference to be able to make. Being able to take care of yourself is one thing. Being able to take care of others is a completely different story. I'm not talking about money, by the way. There are and for what goes on in their life. But anyway, that's on my mind. Well, now the clothes are back, and maybe there are different things that I want to. If there's anything that you think or want to tell me about my workout, or the things I talk about, which is fitness, my career, fatherhood, life in general, and go ahead, leave me a message in the chat. These conversations. For you. Okay, the final. Starting my way on each side. That one more rows. And then we're going to do some swings and conditioning. Because that's fun to do also early in the morning. Last one. And then one more set of rows. And get up. Final set of rows. And then we're going to be doing some lifting work. 20 seconds of work. 10 seconds recovery. Times. That is going to put a different kind of strain on our bodies. So right now, training strength, trying to build more muscle fiber, mitochondrial ability, being able to increase output. Next, we're going to work it's in the clouds. Our ability to recover quickly. But we time. Rows. Right. I'll grab a lighter. And start relatively simply with some hand-to-hand swings. Now we're going to slowly progress into complex, complicated, more complex, made up including squats, because squats help us get that heart rate up. It's going to be very hard getting back to my kitchen at home. And then actually doing the work out there. But you can't be in paradise forever. So we're going to do 20 seconds followed by a 10-second break. And we're going to do that 8 times, which is going to be 4 minutes. And we're going to take a minute break, and we're going to do it again. And we might repeat that a couple of times. All right. All right. going to do swing clean and switch hands. And the last one. And break. Quite neat, actually, in the fall. You can see it. Right. The last 30 seconds. I'm going to move strictly one side, strictly the other side, by the way. 1 minute. One and a half. To break it up with some hand-to-hand swings. Six. Final minute. And I think we are done for today. As you can see, a folks right behind me. Thanks for watching and joining this morning's program with the Kettlebell. It's been a beautiful day here on the mountain. A beautiful morning. So go ahead, subscribe to my channel. You're just going to take a minute to catch your breath. Stay your heartbeat before we go inside and get started on the rest of the day. It's Wednesday. 3 more days in paradise. Weekend journey home. What a 10 days it's been so far. That's 5 minutes to 7. 6:53 a.m. Look at that. Alright. Come down. Clean. After that. somewhat intense workout, which is good. And that was a good way to start today. Speaking with you, Ritz, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it always when you come and see. Appreciate the support and the interest. Thoughts on fatherhood and responsibility and what that means for a young man like myself. I'm not so young anymore. For my sons. And thinking about all of the things that lie in the next 60 years. That would be, like anything in life, a mix of experiences. Hopefully good ones, for the most part. Happy memories. Live and smile by every day. Living a competition, active, adventurous life. As you can see, it seems like I'm doing quite a job at it out here. If you're interested in what I'm doing, go ahead, like, subscribe, channel. Okay, we're just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up. I'll see you tomorrow, friend. Take care.